Russia's planning to build research stations on Mars before moving on to other planets in our solar system. These are the ideas guiding the nation's space program in the years to come. Let's get some details on this now and speak to RT's Peter Oliver, now joining us on the program. Peter, hello to you. Certainly sounding like an ambitious project.
Well, it is indeed. Roscosmos, the Russian space agency, laying out their plan for the next 18 years. That will take us up to the year 2030. Now, we're going to see an unmanned network of research facilities on the surface of Mars. Now, they will be there to gather as much information as they can and send it back here to Earth, hopefully being one of the first steps towards mankind being able to set up a base on Mars. Now, we saw Russia leading the way in Martian exploration with the Mars 500 project. They said that was a step towards the first step. Perhaps this establishment of a network of facilities on the surface really is that true next step to being able to explore the red planet. Now, there'll also be missions to Venus and to Jupiter, and we're hearing that we could see a manned mission to the moon. So all of this by the year 2030 is certainly very ambitious, but certainly very exciting projects.
So, Peter, what about the current missions, though? How do they actually fit into this new strategy?
Well, as far as the current missions go, what we're going to see is the International Space Station scrapped by, well, in this time period. Now, the ISS has funding until the year 2020. It's expected it could continue on in some capacity for a few years after that. But for all the good work the International Space Station has done, we really need to keep developing new and modern ways of conducting the experiments that are currently done on the ISS. Now, what we're going to see is a new generation of unmanned spacecraft being developed. They'll be able to travel further and retrieve more information and more data than anything we've seen previously. So it's all about keeping the technology used in space exploration up to date and as high tech as we can get it.
So certainly, Peter, a small case of out with the old, in with the new. But what about the same old launch pad? Will these new design spaceships use the old pad, or what?
Well, when you've got brand new spacecraft, you might as well have a brand new place to launch them from. Now, what we're going to see is the development of a new cosmodrome in the far east of Russia. Now, currently, everything, what the main rockets that are launched in Russia are launched from the Baikonur cosmodrome. It's actually, well, in Kazakhstan. It's leased by the Russian government. And they use the same launch pad as, well, what Yuri Gagarin used to be on his first flight as the first man in space. So it's certainly served its time, and the development of this new this new cosmodrome will be keeping up with the development of the new technology that will be launched from there. And well, of course, to carry all this out, we need a budget. Now, the Roscosmos have said that they will have $6.5 billion a year in order to put in place these ambitious projects.
Well, Peter, it's all very exciting news you're telling us here, but if indeed the Russian cosmonauts do make it to Mars, and if they come face to face with little green men, what do you think mankind's first ever greeting gift of the ET should be? Should it be some Russian vodka and caviar, perhaps?
I have absolutely no idea. If it was me, I think I'd be, well, more terrified than wanting to greet them. But well, as I say, it's one of those that we'll have to keep an eye on. I'm sure that if they do put this network of research facilities in place, and they do discover that there are, as you say, little green men up there on Mars, then they'll have something in place for when humans eventually arrive there.
Well, of course, if they don't like caviar and they don't like vodka, perhaps we could spark an interstellar war. Peter Oliver, thank you.